Hey traders, we're going to have a quick look at the indexes, and I'm going to show you what I'm seeing and what's actually forming. There's a really nice formation that's forming on the charts. Let's get straight into it. Do not place a trade based on what you're seeing in this video today, because trading is risky and it can cause substantial financial loss. There are so many areas you need to become good at to become a good trader. Emotional mastery, chart reading, trading systems, money and trade management. So this video is just educational only to help you become a much better trader. Alright, hey traders, I want to show you a formation that I'm seeing on the indices right now. I want to share it with you. Straight into the Dow Jones Industrial Average on the daily chart. We actually can see that this line through here, this line is the previous high from last year. So you can see this false breakout and then a breakdown, and now it's having problems getting back above that. So it's really interesting. But also what you can see is, if you look at the chart, you can see a really nice bear flag formation, or like a pennant, maybe like a pennant formation or something like that. But you can see that, and it's actually every time we get to that 18,275 level, oh excuse me, it seems to reject it all the time. So we are still having a lot of problems getting back up there. Where is it going to break out to? Because that might be the telling sign of where this is likely to go. As I've been saying for quite some time, that if we do get a break above that 18,270 level, then that's going to be the key to, if we do get a close above there, then yeah, we could see a run back up to the highs here, and even probably penetrate that level there. So we're still getting a lot of resistance around there on the Dow Jones, and now we're also forming that sort of bear flag formation. So really interesting to see that. Also, it's really interesting to see on the weekly chart as well too. And this is what I do. I try to flip between daily chart and weekly chart. So the weekly chart, we can see we have a bounce here, and also a bounce here as well too. And you can see we're at that sort of, are we long-term support? At the resistance level. Is this a false breakout? Is this a pullback? All those questions will be answered within the next few weeks. I can promise you that. So it's really, really interesting to see what's happening. But as I've been saying to you guys for a while now, that this line chart on the weekly chart is the thing for me. On a weekly basis, if we do not close back above the 18,300 level, if we do not get a close back above there on a weekly basis, then this is likely to roll over and then start to head down even more. If indeed we do actually start to get a roll over even more, and we start to get a close below these levels through here, which is like probably the round about that level through there, which is around about the 17,800 level, round about that level. If we do get a close below there, then the major top is in, and you'll be able to see that, looking forward on the actual market itself. So you actually can see, you'll be able to see that. To me, that'll be the top overall. All right, so you can see we had this rounding top formation. We break down through there. Now break through. We have a lot of support through here. So if we get a break below there, we're likely to start just to head down, and this will be the final top, I believe, and then we're likely to start heading down from there. Now moving into the other markets, let's go and have a look at S&P. S&P is doing something very different, very similar but different. Similar because it's creating that bear flag formation again, as you can see, bear flags. Or like there, but it's still at, this is actually now holding as support. So we've got a bearish formation at support. Dow Jones bearish formation, but testing it as resistance as well too. So that's what you can see through there. You can see on the Russell, I said to you guys yesterday that I expect a little bit more upside on the Russell. You actually can see that that's what's happening right now. If I go to this chart here, you can see that this is where the market actually rejected. You can see it actually came almost to that resistance level, and now it's holding through there. So really interesting to see what's going on with the Russell, and also the Nasdaq. You can see the Nasdaq actually, it's been hitting this sort of, we had this sort of flag formation here, slashed the high, and tried to hit the high again, and ran up and then came down and closed low as well. So getting like a weaker close. You can see this sort of a weaker close through there, struggling to hold up. And so it looks like that we may be getting with this sort of divergence, because we've basically got a high through there, but we're getting this sort of, you can see on an arrow, you actually can see this sort of divergence going down through here as well too on the stochastic. So rallying up through there, really interesting. And if we look at that weekly chart to me, you can see that it's sort of hovering around through there, isn't it? So really interesting to see what's happening on the Nasdaq as well too. So looking at all the indices, they're very conflicting. Russell and Nasdaq seem to be very strong, but the Dow Jones and S&P are forming bear flags all over the place. So which one's going to win out? I believe the Nasdaq did run up because of Apple. What happened with let me show you Apple here. So what actually happened with Apple just recently? So Apple recently had a big run up through there. Nice run up through there. You can see the divergence, very clear divergence, and then the market just absolutely just took off from there, as you can see. But now it's sort of petered out. This is because of the iPhone 7. And now, I don't know about you guys, but in Australia, I remember I go into the gym one morning and then there was a massive sort of barrier to hold all the people that are going to get ready for the iPhone 7. And there was maybe 4 people there. and there was enough room for probably about 50, right? They had this big long barrier to hold, getting ready for the big massive lineup for the iPhone 7, and there was about 4 people. So I don't think Apple's going to stay up here. I think Apple's got a lot more downside to move, but that's what I'm seeing there with overall Apple. And let me have a quick look at the VIX for you guys. And the VIX for me, guys, is actually having a nice pullback into this level through here. You can see how that the VIX has been sort of going between the support and resistance level. So this whole level here of support all through here and all the resistance through here looks like we're starting to come down through there. So even if we do get a little bit more down move, I expect that to hold, and then we'll just take off through there. Really interesting to see what's happening with the VIX and what's happening with silver and gold and what's happening with the Dow Jones. It seems like they're all connected to each other. So there we go, guys. That's a little update for you guys. Let me actually just quickly show you the transportation average while I'm in this video as well too. Transportation average, what do we see on the daily chart? Let's go have a look. Let's just have a quick look at those peaks and troughs, shall we? And let's have a see what's happening here. We have this trough, we have a peak, we have a trough, we have a peak, we have a trough, we have a peak, we have a trough, we have a higher peak, now we have a lower trough. Is this going to fall into a lower peak? If so, once again, you can actually start to see that. Let me actually just do this for you. Let me actually bring this line back up here again. Let's make it thick. So you can see this is how the market is running right now if we're looking at those sort of peaks and troughs running up. So is this a lower trough? If running up through, if we get a lower peak, then that'll head down through there and then just keep on heading down. So is this a lower peak right now? We'll soon find out over the next couple of days. If it is, then we're going to run back down towards the 136 level. I believe that will not hold, and I believe we'll likely head down to the 126 level, and then that alone will keep dragging the overall market down. You guys know by looking at the transportation average and by looking at say such as the SPY. Let me bring on the SPY here. Let me just overlay this here. You guys can see that there's been a very clear divergence between what's happening on the transportation average to what's happening with the obviously basically the S&P. You can see that if I just open up this chart here, you can see that there was a pretty strong correlation. If you squeeze this chart up here, but you can see there's a pretty strong correlation with this market. But you can see as basically ever since the start of 2015, really, start of 2015, we've been getting overall downward movement on the transports, but then basically ever since the start of 2016, we've had a nice move up. So definitely diverging through there, and I believe that that will start to come in together as well too. So little interesting stuff to see there, guys. That's it for me on this video. Remember, success can be yours if you go claim it. So step up, take massive action, and face your fears today. I'm not going to BS you here. Trading is hard. Over my 10 years of trading, I've learned some amazing systems and strategies, and I've put it all in my brand new Grab the Markets by the Balls course. And I'm giving you 100% free access. This whole course is 12 videos long and almost 10 hours of the best systems and strategies that I know. Click on the image below now to get 100% free access right now.